So hi, what?
Hi. Hi.
We are going to look at PolyPulse, right?
Yeah, we are. Um, I'm gonna play a bit first.
Great. So,
Right.
what is it? Tell us.
So it's a live performance workstation. You would take this instrument and then plug it into a PA, plug it into power, and that would be enough to perform. And with this instrument, we're taking a bit of an unconventional and an algorithmic route. Um, you got 5 tracks each, and within each track, you have a polyrhythmic sequencer, and on the other side you have a digital synthesis. And this could be currently I have FM synthesis, additive synthesis, several forms of sampling, and more will be added. And the sequencer is based on polyrhythms. So let me turn down delay. So as you see here, there's a time interval of 8 and then time interval of 6, and together these are simple lines, but in combination this can quickly lead to complex rhythms and melodies. And then on the synthesis side of things, currently for this track I have a FM synthesizer, and what you saw me do in the performance just yet was that I used the touchpad to blend between different sounds. And how this works is that I create a sound to my liking, and then I can store it on the corners of the touchpad, and then when I move, it's basically like all the knobs are turning from one side to the other. So you can actually see this on the screen when I do it. And with the use of these touchpads, you got one for each track. You can create very performative patches, which allow you for quite a large variety of expression while on stage. So yeah, so you could do like very contrasting sounds on one corner, something completely different on the other, and with just one finger or multiple fingers if you touch all the touchpads, you could access all these different sounds. Um,
So, what else did we have going on there? Because obviously did you just have 3 kind of instruments playing then?
yeah, so currently I was using 3 tracks and a send effect. So the track I showed already was the FM synthesis patch. And on the track next to it, I had a sampler, and the sampler was playing bass samples I recorded on my computer. Um, so that's basically what is done here. There's a list of 16 bass samples, and these are all pitch tracking, so that I can use these bass samples to create new melodies. And here it's just cycling through each sample. So one place, next one, next one, next one, next one, etc. And by playing these lists in a different order or different pitches, you can create different bass lines. And then on the first track, I had a drum synthesizer, and let me get the first pattern.
So this isn't samples. This is like a drum synthesizer.
Yeah, this is synthesized.
Okay.
Yeah, so so here I'm modifying the decay time of the kick, for instance.
So each track obviously can be multiple different things, right? Or it can be a different thing,
Yeah.
whatever you set it up. How much, in terms of like polyphony per track, what have we got?
So that's
Is that dependent on what instrument you're
Yeah, it's
using?
very dependent on the synthesis engine. Currently, when using a sample playback engine, in total, so this is shared between all tracks, I think you can get about 16, maybe 20 voices of sampling. And some synthesis engines are, of course, a bit heavier. Additive synthesis is a bit on the heavy side due to the use of rendering 32 sine waves. And FM synthesize is, I think, at maybe 12 in total. So yeah, that totally depends on what you do with it. But good enough for at least a few tracks of polyphony. Sure, yeah.
So what? So you've got sampling, a drum synthesizer. Have you got? Is it kind of all ready to go? Where are you in the kind of development stage?
So here before me is a production prototype. So the end result will be looking very similar to this. Currently there's a lot of software still to be done, and I hope to release the instrument somewhere in Q3, maybe Q4 this year.
Brilliant. So is there any other kind of features that you want to show off?
Yeah, I guess it's good to know. External integration will be achieved using clock signals for modular gear, for instance. You can use this to follow an external clock or to provide an external clock. So this could drive a modular sequencer, for instance. There's 8 balanced outputs on the back. And these 8 outputs you can use to, for instance, multi-track your sound. You could use a stereo, 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 and maybe 2 monos. Or if you're into this sort of stuff, you can use a spatial audio setup where you have, for instance, a circle of 8 speakers around you. And then you could pan the individual notes of each synthesizer to a different speaker. There's MIDI, of course. There's a headphone amplifier if you want to work in the train. You can actually run this from a power bank, so it's a bit big for the train.
How
but
long?
If you
How
want,
long
you
would
can.
it? How long would it last on a power bank?
I've not tried that yet,
Okay.
but I think yeah, it should last several hours probably. Yeah,
Perfect.
maybe I should try.
So when you've said when you're hoping to have it out at the end of the year, what sort of price range are you kind of aiming for?
Yeah, I've not set the exact price yet, so that will be announced. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, yeah. Thank you very much. And
Yeah, thank
we
you.
look forward to seeing it.
Yeah. Cool.